I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I coach people. I'm an executive job search and leadership coach, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And in the course of working with someone, they asked me the question, how many times should you follow up with the HR person before, quote unquote, leaving them alone? Seems I may get the initial response email, then I hear nothing for a week. I hit all the check marks on qualifications. I send the request for an update. Nothing. I do it again a week later. Nothing. Maybe even a third week. And then I get a rejection letter. Or I have that initial interview and immediately send a thank you note. I then follow up a week later, then maybe 2 more weeks. Then I wait another week, and as soon as I send the email, I get the rejection notice. Did I pester them? Should I have simply sat silently? How often is too much? Let me start off with the premise of, you may think words are the way a corporation communicates. I view it as behavior is how a company communicates. Their behavior of not communicating is telling you we're not prepared to indicate our decision about next steps, whether to schedule you for an interview, whether to bring you back for a second interview. That's what their behavior is saying. That you are calling multiple times doesn't make them move any faster. I'm telling you, it doesn't make a difference. Now, sometimes they forget. They become distracted. So you have to work with that as a possibility. So what I encourage people to do is, you've sent out the thank you letter. Maybe you've gotten the timeline as to when they are going to communicate about next steps during your interview, but let's assume not. If you've gotten that indicator, you follow up a day or 2 later and say, hey, you mentioned when I interviewed with you, you'd have a decision by such and such date. It's a couple of days later, I haven't heard anything, and just was curious about next steps in the process. Or in this case, he's done an interview or emailed a resume and no response. He sends an email, radio silence. Ooh, the submarine has gone underwater. They are radio silent. What are they saying? Like I said, they're not prepared to communicate a decision. Now, I will also tell you that if they're really excited about you, they will be jumping for joy, contacting you quickly, and working to schedule the next step. So don't look at the words. Look at the behavior. The behavior is telling you that they're not prepared to indicate a decision. You call them once, and then the following week twice, and after that, give it up. I'm telling you, all you're doing is frustrating yourself. You're getting distracted. It's keeping you from doing more self-promotion and marketing, which is really what you should be doing until the time you get the job offer and you complete the negotiation. And I want to be clear, it's you get the offer and you complete the negotiation. After all, if the offer is low and the negotiation is completed and you haven't gotten the right money, you don't want to be, betting the farm on that one deal, right? So I'll just simply say 2 times max. That's all you do. When I did it with corporate clients, when I was still doing recruiting, 2 times was it. I understood that their behavior was designed to tell me they're too busy. They don't have word back, because this is HR. They're waiting for someone else to communicate with them. They're interviewing other people. When they have a decision, they would let me know. So I'm Jeff Altman. If you're interested in my coaching you, reach out to me through LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw the video, because I just like knowing that I'm helping some folks. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll set up a time for a free discovery call where we get acquainted with one another. I learn what your challenge is, and I can see whether or not I can help you. Plus, you have the opportunity to evaluate me and feel comfortable with my work. I'm not going to give you tons of free advice. It's going to be 15, 20 minutes tops, okay? And then from there, I'll also say that if you just have a couple of questions about your search, reach out to me in one of 2 ways. The first one is an app called Magnify. That's Magnify with an I at the end, which is iOS only, and we can set up a video chat with one another. Or through prestoexperts.com, which is a phone call. Whichever way you do it, I'd love to answer your questions. Hope you have a great day. Take care.